So we want to talk about university. Some of you guys are watching this, you in grade 12, and you're thinking, man, I need to apply, I need to get it. Some of you think it's a waste of time. Andrew Tate's been telling you it's dumb. Just go to Hustlers University and figure it out. I got to say that who I was pre-university and who I am post-university, I don't think anything, I think it actually transformed me for the better. Academia did. The unfortunate thing is I didn't need to be there for 4 years.
Yeah.
The first 2 years was literally a waste of my time. But then the last 2 years transformed the way I understood information, transformed the way I learned. Like I literally would not be as good as I am in my role, even though what I studied had nothing to do with what I do now, without academia. So that's a little bit of the thing. But the good thing about university, especially now, we have very prolonged adolescence, right? Like that's what they talk about. University for me was like adulthood with guardrails, because you still kind of have teachers, but they're not teachers, they're professors. Yeah. You still have class times, but they don't take attendance. It's just like you're slowly weaning into adulthood. So for my kid, would I recommend it? It depends, but for the most part, I'd probably say at least 2 years. Yeah. What do you guys think? Waste of time?
So no, I don't think it's a waste of time. I think university trains you to be trainable. I did not follow the traditional route. I did go to university right out of high school.
Okay.
And I went 2 years and I was wasting my money and going into debt. I wasn't getting value from it. And so I stopped going and I started working. And, truthfully, when I was like 24, bought my first home. So financially, I was ahead because I started working full time than my friends who went and graduated and did it in the 4 years, right? So career-wise, I don't think that it hurt me not going straight and graduating and doing it continuously for the 4 years. I only went back to finish my degree after I had my daughter, because I want my children to go to university, not because I think that it's going to get them, the perfect job. I just think growing up as an immigrant, having that piece of paper, recognition that it's something that cannot be taken away from you. So I thought it would be hypocritical for me to say to my kids, I want you to go to university, when I myself didn't finish it. So that's what motivated me to go back to university. Am I encouraging my children to go? Yes, absolutely. But if they decided they wanted to take a gap year or something, I'd want to know, what is it you're going to do in that year? Because you're not going to sit at home in your room. Because I went to a college fair with my daughter. She's in grade 10 and she doesn't know what she wants to do. And she's going to be 16. Heck, I sometimes don't know what I want to do in my 40s, right? So it's hard for you to expect a 17, 18-year-old to decide what they want to do. And now it costs like $30,000 a year if she wants to go to like Waterloo, which is like 40 minutes away. Yes.
No OSAP, or no, they don't do that.
We wouldn't qualify for OSAP.
No, I thought they had like,
no,
I thought like $10 a day, or was that daycare?
No, we
$10
wouldn't.
a day for university.
I thought that was a new thing they were doing.
No, but so if you're gonna go to university and you're gonna get into all this debt, like, make sure it is, you're gonna have some kids who grow up and I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be this, and they know exactly what it is they want to do. But yes, I'm gonna want my children to go, but I'm gonna be like, figure out what is it you want to do first, and then decide. Yeah.
So what did you guys study? What did you study in university?
Microeconomics. Oh, what?
You forget.
It was business.
No, that's actually good that you forgot. That's actually good.
What did I study?
I took political science, which is useless.
But it's not. You're not doing anything to do with poli sci right now. Okay, what did you study?
Okay.
Uh-oh. Harry Potter?
I know. Okay. I have polarizing views of university, all because of my own experience. I loved it. I love learning. I've definitely, I'll make it known always. Give me something new to learn and I will dive in and hyper focus and learn it too much about it. I went in to do landscape architecture, dropped out and moved into hotel and food administration and BCom, dropped out and went to winemaking.
ADHD.
Yep. The list goes on.
Oh, you kept going?
What
did you finish with?
This is in 2 years.
Did they just give you a degree? Like, honestly, dude.
I do have a certificate in winemaking.
Ooh.
Which is super random, and I drink wine, so I can impress people.
You should have moved to Niagara on the Lake.
Well, that's where I grew up.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. Then I went back to the university I dropped out in and graduated with sociology. Absolutely useless.
It's not useless. I'm gonna get to it. You guys are underselling it. What did you figure out? What you studied?
BCom is Bachelor of Commerce.
Yeah.
What do you do now? You're like a marketing.
It's nothing related. Really.
Nothing related, right?
No.
Okay.
But I will say this. I said microeconomics and macro. Now that I see what's happening outside in the world with regards to how our government's spending money, I could apply to all those courses I've learned, and I'm like, I could pick it apart. Just to give you an example, it's almost like they're talking about the unemployment rate is dropping, but people don't realize that after 6 months, you're no longer counted as a person in that unemployment category.
Oh, really?
You just drop off.
What?
Right?
So that's just a cohort? That's just a small cohort?
Yeah.
It's just 6 months. Keep in mind that
did
you
not
can
know
qualify
that.
up to 1 year of benefits, but after 6 months, you're no longer counted. So realistically, our unemployment rate could be anywhere, maybe around 13, 15%.
You don't know. Yeah.
It's a tweaked number. It's not realistic, right?
Is that just in Canada or is that across the board?
I don't know about in the US, but that's in Canada,
fascinating
right?
and confusing.
So from that standpoint, it was good. But going back to this 4 years, I guess unlearning the earlier topic, I'm like, who determined it has to be 4 years? Why is that the benchmark?
That's how they did the calculation. The best profit they get is after 30, 35, and then that's
But I'm being
So
serious
dark.
because they want you to take certain courses. I can understand, if you have a specific, to be a doctor and stuff like that, there's certain courses you need to go through. But it's a Bachelor of Arts. Why 4 years?
That part I think is just like the money flex. Like I think they just it makes sense. It's organized.
So from that standpoint, and I'll just confirm what Keisha's saying is that I do think it's important, just because you got to think outside of the box. Meaning that what happens if I decide to move to another country, right? Where they're going to need. If you don't have it, you're basically putting yourself at a huge disadvantage, right? But with that, you can go anywhere in the world.
Yeah, so there's social expectation.
Yeah.
That's one thing that you're
Definitely.
mentioning. You mentioned the feeling of getting that paper, whether it matters or not. You get rid of some of your imposter syndrome because we all feel like imposters, but that little piece of paper eliminates that. The thing is, here's the problem. Like, especially maybe you guys have different experiences. In the immigrant community, university means you're going to make more, like get a good job and make more money. So the problem is your parents talk to you about university like it's an occupational thing. That's why I sucked at the first few years. Like, you just get a good job, go to university. So I'm thinking, oh, they're going to teach me how to do my taxes and how to get a good job. That's not what university is for. Yeah. Universities, it just opens your mind to how to think, how to learn, how to improve your vocabulary. Like I took courses in religion and history, things that had nothing to do with my major, but those are probably the most impactful courses I took now because they helped me communicate. Everyone at work, they need an email written, give it to this guy. And I have to give it to that university. So is it for occupational purposes? No. If you're going to university thinking, I'm going to get a good job, unfortunately, unless you're planning to become like a doctor or something, like it's part of but if it's not part of that, that's what I'm saying. If it's not that, then you should go because you feel like you need to expand your learning and you get to learn by some of the brightest minds in the country. Yeah. But that's about it. But I want to ask the parents here. All right, your kid comes to you. Mama, Baba, I ain't going to U of T. I'm starting 10570 Canada Corp. I want to start a company. That's what I want to do my 4 years. You're about to give me 30 G's a month or a year. Please invest in me. I want to start a company. Screw all this. I watched Patrick Bet-David. I watched Grant Cardone. I don't think I need this academia crap. What are you guys saying?
Well, if they come to me with a business plan and a proposal, then yeah, I'm gonna.
They're gonna chat GPT it. Okay, here you go. Boom.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Handwritten.
Yeah, it's easy to pick an Excel sheet and they can make it say, look, I started with $0 and now $1 billion year 5. You see
Well,
that?
I went to university, so it's going to take more than a spreadsheet.
Ooh, because of what? Because you went to?
University.
Hey, so there's your answer, yo. She won't trust until he's gone to university.
But, it's funny you say that. Right now, there's a lot of kids doing different things who didn't go the traditional route, making a lot of money.
Yeah, drop shipping was a big one.
That or streaming.
Yeah.
There are school programs to be a streamer now.
Yes.
Though.
Wow.
Oh,
they're making like $30,000, $40,000 a month.
Yep.
Right. So you're telling your kid to go to university and he's making people's salary in 1 month. Right. The only thing is that if something happens to that income stream, what do you do?
But here's the thing that you're forgetting. Right? You are thinking about your life right now. You're a parent. You have a job. You have all these responsibilities. You have to run all these errands. You don't have free time. When I was in university, I had nothing but free time. You know what the average time I used to wake up? 1 p.m.
Yeah.
So they can still go stream and do all that and still go to university. So that idea that either or to me is irrelevant because they have all all the free time in the world to do all their side hustles.
I don't know. They spend a lot of time. You just don't see it. You probably see the 1 hour, but the production value that they put into these streams to make it visible to the bigger audience, they put effort into it.
Good work.
It's like 8 hours into one. You're just seeing the end result, right? It's almost like with Usain Bolt saying, you know, I ran this time, but nobody sees the 4 years of work.
It took me to become like that.
Right? Yeah. So again, it's just a different way of thinking, because before, you know, I'm pretty sure if I went to my parent and said, oh, I want to do this and stream, they'd be like, get a job, right? But again, now in this day and age, you have to be a bit more open to see, okay, let me see. You know, it's almost like race car drivers now. They're taking simulators of people who drive simulators and giving them an opportunity to drive a race car. That never used to happen. You had to go through the proper phases to make it up there. But again, it's just different ways. And again, I can't automatically just kibosh everything that's being presented. I got to get more information. I'll be okay, let me see what you're talking about. Let me really see if I can understand.
Can I do it? Yeah. If it's just about money, then it's fine. Passion. But you're never going to be 18 to 22, whatever the heck that beautiful, I miss you age range was. But you're never going to be that again. You're never going to be free to be in multi-million-dollar facilities, learned by the top minds in the country who are at the zenith of their field. Like, you never get that back. You're never going to be able to do that again. I don't know, maybe it was American Pie movie. Something got me really into university.
But you know what it is, though? I feel like, again, it's like, okay, yeah, you can get a job. And what happens is I feel like the attention span with a lot of these younger generation, it's not there, right? They need things to move so quickly. And that's the challenge. It's a hard balance right now. It really is, because again, they go to a job, they sit in training, then they go through meetings, and they're like, what is this? I can go back home and make this in the amount of time. It's like, why am I investing time here? They don't see the value. So the challenges for employees right now is to show value that they're adding to these employees, right? Because again, right now they can't see it. They're very short-sighted. They're living in the moment. They're not thinking about, okay, what position am I going to be in 15 years? That's just the reality of the situation, right? So again, these companies, they're going to have to be very creative on how to keep talent and, you know, find a creative way to show people that, you know what, if you invest in us, we'll invest back in you. My opinion, anyway.
I got you. I don't know if I fully agree, but I got you.